This movie tells a story about a twisted one-night stand that spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree. First of all, this movie has solid performances and good cinematography. The artistic approach of using 35mm cinematography is eye-catching. It's promising and has so much going for it. Unfortunately, it ends up ringing so hollow. The movie begins by dropping viewers into its non-linear structure. It's a film built on twists and turns, and the hopes that whoever watches it can't handle the idea of what one of the characters is and what they are doing. The movie isn't empty of an exercise, as canny viewers might be able to spot the issue here. It plainly announces itself as a puzzle to be solved, so we know that the whole story can't be that simple, and we become so distracted by trying to figure out the film's game that it's hard to invest in the story itself. By inviting the viewers to try to get ahead of the narrative, the movie run the risk of the viewers prematurely succeeding. The audience would have had a better time if the movie had allowed the story to unfold naturally. These kind of modern puzzle boxes feel depressingly tuned to the filmmakers, who view films as games to be beaten and outsmarted, rather than experiences to be savored. The movie shapes much of its narrative by staging certain kinds of assumptions. The problem is, once you figure out the movie's angle on the confluence of gender and genre expectations, it doesn't offer up much else. It doesn't have any new insights about gender relations, or about gendered violence, or about sublimating violence through sexuality, although it spends long stretches knocking at the door about those very subjects. It's a shame that the movie wants so badly to fool the audience that it squanders the amazing elements it's assembled. The script contains some clunky and eye-roll-inducing dialogue. Characters utter lines that are darkly cryptic enough to maintain the film's attempted arty veneer, but convey the same predictable and underwritten themes ad nauseum. The movie's execution at overturning gendered assumptions is deeply flawed, resulting in what feels like an exercise in working out male anxieties in a post-Me Too landscape. The main actress is especially good considering the lack of depth her character is afforded. However, her impact is drowned out by the film's truly rancid attempt at appending the gendered inferences that it has staged its character within. There is also a hollowness to the entire narrative that doesn't grapple with the psychology of it all, as things also spiral into an increasingly sour third act that potentially sets a dangerous precedent. This movie eventually comes across as mindless and exploitative true crime garbage. This is a film only concerned with cat and mouse shock value violence. This movie is ultimately thoughtless and self-indulgent film, as it lacks a clear grasp of what it's after and how. The movie's subversions are not that deep. It rejects tropes because that's a clever thing to do, not because it has anything to say about what those tropes represent, or how they play out in real life. It's a disappointing puzzle box, as the movie is mostly a life support machine for a twist given away by its title. Overall, it's not worth to watch this in theaters. Just wait on your free TV channel.